All right. So I just wanted to give you a brief introduction into the lessons as I will not be around to kind of talk through and go through the first examples together. So I'm hoping that I can just kind of explain how this works and you and your partner can work on it for a bit. And then if we got questions, we can come back to it later, but I'm hoping it'll work flawlessly. So what this is work called is lots of lots. Get it? Because there's lots, and this is like a plot of land. These are the lots that we're dividing up. Very funny. We're going to start predominantly by focusing on the top part. This is where the things that we're measuring are. And then what I add is this tool over here to kind of help us organize. And what we're organizing is the area and perimeter of each one of these. It's been a bit since we talked about area and perimeter, hence the directions here. So I'm going to just write in area and perim. We did just talk about area recently in regards to rectangles, although we're probably noticing that a lot of these shapes are not rectangles. So we'll just kind of touch base. You are going to need a ruler. So grab your centimeter ruler, and it would be nice if you and your partner could measure and make sure you're on the same page in agreement, because if you measure something and you measure it incorrectly, it's going to make all of the following pieces more difficult. Like nothing works if you don't start with the dimensions right. So you have printed copies of these because the iPads zoom in and out, so you can't measure it on an iPad. And we'll give it a go. Here's the gist. Start with the dimensions. So I measure, 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 and I find that this is 2 centimeters. We're going to be measuring in centimeters today. I find that this across the top is 4 centimeters. So for lot A, what is the area? Well, the area is 2 times 4, right? 8 centimeters squared. I'm going to write the units in here, though it doesn't actually come into bearing for the assignment. It's the right way to do it. And then the perimeter, well, the perimeter takes just a little problem solving, but it's not really new. If I know that this is 2, well, then this side's going to be 2. And if I know that this is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. If that's 4, that's 4 more, that's 8. And then that's going to be 4. And 8 plus 4 is 12. So essentially, sometimes it's even nice to just write down the numbers. So get all of those labels in there, and then be like, all right, 2 plus 4. But we should end up with 12 centimeters. I just measured all 4 sides. Perimeter is just measure all 4 sides. All right, I'm gonna erase this just to kind of get it out of the way. Move on to the next one, B. So this is 1 centimeter, and then the top is 5 centimeters. So the area is 1 times 5. That's just 5 centimeters. All right. But then the perimeter, if the top is 5, then the bottom is 5. And if the left is 1, then the right is 1. What's interesting is that the perimeter is 1 plus 1, which is 2, and 5 plus 5, which is 10. The perimeter is still 12, so a very different shape with the same perimeter. These similarities are what we're going to need to help kind of solve this bottom clue section, which isn't necessarily the most important part to me, but it is kind of fun, and it is a nice little challenge to kind of build in here. But I'm going to go back up to my shapes. All right. So then we got C, and C is an interesting one because it is the first one that we see that is not a rectangle. All right. So I'm going to kind of measure some sides. I know that this is 2 centimeters, and this is 1 centimeter. And then I have another one over here. That would be the up and down, the vertical. All right. I already measured that that was 5, and then I have a 2 over here, and then I've got a weird 7 all the way across the bottom. Now, as long as I make sure I got all 6 sides, and there are 6 with this weird little L in the middle, the perimeter rules stay the same. The perimeter rules are still go through, make sure you have all the sides measured. I like to just write right on the piece of paper where the sides are, and count up those side lengths. All right, so 5 plus 2 is 7. I got 7 down at the bottom. That's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I've got a perimeter of 18 this time. You don't have to organize and keep track the way that I did, just showing what I was, just showing what I was counting as I did it. All right. I've got 1, 1, 2. I got 5, 7, and 2. Okay, cool. For the area, we've talked about this trick, but it's been a while. And essentially, for irregular shapes, your job is to divide the shape into something that you do know the sides of, something that you can find the area of. So for me, I would divide it right here and say, what is this tiny rectangle and what is this bigger rectangle? You could have also divided along this line, as long as you're careful about what you're measuring and what you get. I'm going to change color to make it a little stand out a bit. But so essentially, because I was careful in my measurement, I just now have to recognize what are the side lengths of this rectangle. Well, I've got 1 and I've got 2, right? So 1 times 2 is 2 centimeters squared. But I've got lots of numbers over here. So I want to be careful and note on this rectangle that the top is 5. So the 5 is what I need, and then the 2 is what I need. This 7 and 1 were important for the perimeter, but they don't apply here. 2 times 5 makes 10. That's, if I got a 10 section and I got a 2 section, together that makes my 12 centimeters. Again, squared. So I hope that that makes sense, that what we're doing is trying to chunk this into pieces we do recognize. You would do something similar for E and then again for G. D is just a rectangle by itself. Before I log off here, I'm going to talk about F. So I'm skipping ahead to F. All right. And as this is just a reminder that if I measure, I get 3 centimeters here. I get 5 centimeters as the diagonal, and I get 4 centimeters tall. Cool. Counting. Perimeter, even for a triangle, is the same. Find the distance around the outside. Okay, that's 12. Lots of those we notice. And then we talked about triangles as half of rectangles. So if I imagined that there were a rectangle here that would be 3 by 4, that yellow rectangle that I just drew would have an area of 12. Since it's a triangle that's half as big, the area inside is going to be 6. It's half as big as the rectangle that would fit around the outside. Again, all these measurements are important around the outside because I need them for the perimeter. But essentially, I just want to be really clear with my partner about, like, where would the triangle go? What would the rectangle be? All right, I'm dividing half of that. And then, again, in this instance, I would have divided G like this and found out what is the area of that and what is the area of that. Oh, a rectangle, a triangle. I can totally do that. For E, I probably would have done this way. Maybe you would have done the other way. It doesn't matter. Again, what is the area of this space and this space? Add them together. That's how you would have found E. And then once you have all your answers, you'll see there's little clues down at the bottom. Like the lots belonging to Dennis and Green have the same area. Well, if I look at my areas, none of them match up, so I don't know enough yet to answer that one. Green's lot is south of Harris's lot. So we could use, if only somebody had taught us about maps, we could figure out, all right, who is south of whom? You kind of got to put all of the pieces together. Interesting. Crawford and Ferris's lots have the same perimeter. Bloom, Dennis, Green, and Harris's lots all have the same perimeter. That would have been the 12 one right here. That would have told us who Harris was. And then within that, Dennis and Green would have had the same area. I would have figured out which ones were those two. Again, the problem solving is just sort of part of the fun. I am really most interested, get my green highlighter going, in this section where we measure and find each of these. I would encourage you to try the clues. I'd encourage you to talk it through with your partner. But at this point, my goal is focused on measurement.